In this video, you're gonna witness some of Central Asia's most death-defying dishes, with chefs who put their lives on the line, literally shoving their entire bodies into hot, fiery ovens just to feed you.
This oven is so big that he's inside of it. He's actually cooking momentarily.
Today, I'm on a mission to reveal Uzbekistan's most satisfying street food, made by the Daredevils of dining. From heat-resistant tandoor divers,
I've seen tandoors that are so hot they burn all your arm hairs off,
to giant fish wranglers who catch your dinner by hand.
This thing is like a snake.
All the action starts right here.
We have just come to the bread district. This is a patch of the highway with tons of different bread shops making bread absolutely fresh.
Like most bakeries, a day at Patir 13 starts with loads of dough, and that is where the similarities end. For extra richness, the dough here is made with only flour and butter.
It starts with the portioning, the balling, the rolling it out, and then they put the print. They make a special design. You'll see that every bread here has an identity.
Then the dough is glazed with more butter and sent to the walk-in oven. I've seen a multitude of fiery tandoor designs around this country and the world.
So big, you could fit like 6 human bodies in here.
But these tandoors stand apart. It's the size of a freaking walk-in closet. Inside, the dough is slamma-jamma to the wall in one quick, swift motion so the baker doesn't spontaneously combust. After 15 minutes, it's ready to take out.
This is some heavy, dense, beautiful bread. They press in the phone number, something we saw already at a previous market.
That's a business card, brother. It's the name of a guy and his phone number. This one comes with the address, name, phone number, and the location. But I think they have to take it to the next level. I suggest them to do the QR code.
You have to be careful though. If it bakes the wrong way,
You're gonna send them to North Korea.
Yeah, exactly that.
With 20 years of experience, Patir 13 now churns out 4,000 flatbreads every day, and they haven't had a worker burned to death in over 230 days.
It's super hot. I don't know if you guys can tell.
Oh, almost 50-50.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, some parts doughy, some parts kind of crackery and crispy, hot, steamy, and satisfying.
It's more like pie than regular bread, taste-wise.
Yeah, it's very like pie crusty. Just need to fill it with meringue.
Or apple jam.
Uzbekistan is such an intersection of so many different types of food. Like, yes, people love rice, but people equally love bread. I don't think you could call this either a rice nation or a bread nation.
Yeah, way in between, my man.
That is nice.
If you think bread sticking is impressive, then check this out. The top-level tandoor daredevils of Tandoor Samsa MARKAZI going face-deep into fire pits to stick giant samsa of all kinds to the walls.
Oh, should I try it? Well, okay, hold on.
But what is an Uzbek samsa? Well, it all starts with the dough.
What is in here?
Water, eggs, and the flour. They prepare it one day before, so in the morning it's all good, so they can start.
A perfect samsa casing requires a thicker middle section and a thinner rim. Creating that perfect balance requires a special rolling pin.
This is the cutest rolling pin I've ever seen in my life. I want to take one of these home with me.
Here, every man uses his own pin in his own way.
He really rolls it so hard, it makes a sound. And every time he does it, it gives me extreme anxiety. I'm not sure why. It's like somebody trying to knock down my door and break in and do bad things to me. How come he whacks it in such an intense, loud way, and you're so gentle?
It depends on the rolling pin. He says, I have a thinner one, so I can whack it. I press it and make it thin.
With our wrappers ready, it's time for the stuffing, which includes some protein you might not be prepared for.
What is the secret behind a good samsa?
Obviously, fresh ingredients, but more important is the balance. It's the master's eye which can tell I should put more meat or I should put less meat.
Over 16 years of samsa R&D, and this restaurant has come up with a loaded menu of 16 different types of samsa.
Can I eat one?
Yeah, try it. It's cooked. It's a horse meat, by the way.
Horse meat.
That's right. Bojack horse meat. It's a delicacy, not only here, but in other parts of Asia and Europe too.
Tastes great to me. Saltiness, pepperiness, cold, fatty, and delicious.
The horse samsa is stuffed with chopped beef, a quail leg, and a generous portion of horse sausage.
How come the horse meat here is always in the form of a sausage and not like a steak?
That's a good question. I have to think about it.
Is it more palatable because you can't see any horse body parts? You grind it into a sausage, and I have no emotional attachment to this sausage other than my absolute love for sausages.
After stuffing and wrapping, it's time to head to the ovens. This tandoor is being loaded up with 6 types of samsa and kebab.
Everything is going to take a different amount of time. It takes a true master to really figure out what he's doing and to know when to put it in, but more importantly, when to take it out.
The entire wall's real estate is put to use.
He's sticking it to the walls, to the ceiling. Oh, should I try it? Here. Boom. It stayed in there. That's nice.
They spray in some water and close the lid, turning the oven into a steam room. To seal the heat inside, top it with heavy stacks of ceramic dishes.
It's actually going to take about 40 minutes, and then we're going to see this come out, and we're going to try it hot, fresh, and juicy.
Outside the restaurant and inside the dining hall, the atmosphere is also heating up, with customers flooding in, waiting to get their hands on the first batch of the day. On an average day, over 1,000 samsa can be sold.
Now the steaming is about finished. He's taking off these plates. He's going to remove the lid. We're going to get a waft of steam and then see what the final result is for all these different samsa.
You can smell aroma, man. Samsa is in the air, bro.
They are golden brown on the outside. It is steamy. It is beautiful. It is samsa.
Extracting the samsa is the easy part. Managing the crowds is another story.
It's harder to coordinate than I thought. Some people are saying right now, hey, I got my ticket, I want to go. So everyone wants it fresh out of the oven. And it can't stay in here forever. There's like a limited window of time. So he has to really organize his cooking and his delivery. It's just complete chaos.
The more happy patrons that grab their fresh, steaming samsa, the closer I am to tasting one for myself.
Right here we have 2 of the kebabs. Usually kebabs, they'll just be put over a grill or sometimes leaned into a tandoor. Here, he stuck the kebabs directly on the wall of this oven. So this is the side that was on the wall. It's a little bit more wet looking. And then here, there's kind of a crunchy crust that's developed on the outside that was facing the fire. It's hot, loaded with spices.
Unlike ordinary kebab, man, it tastes really different.
It has so much seasoning on there. It's interesting because it has a crust on it, but essentially the meat has kind of steamed. This is nice. It's cold outside, but it's warm in my belly. Since we are standing here, I wonder if we could risk trying one more.
If you're feeling so hungry you could eat a horse sausage, this next one is for you.
Okay, so that is like our little horse sausage burrito. You can see how it was hanging on the wall because the gravity has kind of pulled it down. It's golden brown, a little bit of black stuff, but that's fine. And then here, the crusty part that was stuck to the wall. Oh, that's gonna be hot AF. Man, there's nowhere I'd rather be right now. It's about 40 degrees outside, just above freezing. And this is like my hand warmer and my tummy warmer. There's just so much heat, moisture, and hot meat in there. Oh, epic reveal, dude.
All that, man.
Magical. Similar seasoning, cumin, salt. You can taste the horse sausage is juicy and delicious. The quail egg in there, and then just big chunks of beef. Old McDonald had a farm, and his whole farm is inside of this samsa. There's a lot of things we haven't tried yet. There's the bowl, there's other giant samsa. So we're gonna order some now, head inside, and try it out properly.
Our Central Asian dumpling feast includes this restaurant's greatest hits. Let's start with samsa in a bowl. An entire clay vessel is filled with chopped beef and lamb skirt, then wrapped inside the dough and slapped onto the tandoor wall. Once out of the oven, the dough lid is cut open and topped with a scoop of marrow soup.
We've got the beef, we've got the horse, we've got quail eggs. Basically everything we just tried outside, but in bowl form. That's a huge difference, actually.
Now I understand the purpose of the bowl. It contains liquid more, so everything is extra juicier.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice, man. People might think that it is a lot of oil, but it's on contrary. It's like a very clean soup.
Delicious. Very rich, but I like it.
To top off the world's heaviest breakfast, the deluxe samsa.
They put everything they could possibly find and maybe something more.
Cow tongue, chopped beef, lamb sausage, horse sausage, lamb skirt, quail egg, pistachios, and cheese, all wrapped and baked.
Oh yes, the unveiling. Look at this. They do not mess around with the meat. So much meat. Do you know how much this costs?
$7.
That's a good deal.
Dude, it can feed the whole family.
Right. with the vegetables, way different flavor.
Yeah, tastes almost like a stew.
It's like when you get grilled chilies and bell peppers and onions with fajitas.
Yeah.
It literally has its own soup. It's wild. It's like a liquid in here.
And it's not fat. It's just the juice of the meat and the rest of the ingredients.
I'm blown away. Before I came to Uzbekistan, we had samsa on a much different scale. It was like an independent guy doing his own thing. He had a couple tandoors, but here, what they're doing here is very impressive. To be able to do pretty complex food that has to be timed perfectly and to get it in people's hands at the perfect time while it's still hot. Fantastic. Should we call it a day?
No, man.
I need a nap after this.
The opposite of fire is water. But at our next location, I'm more concerned about what's in the water.
Whoa! This thing is like a snake. Whoa!
We're standing in front of Anhor, a restaurant offering fresh fish recently plucked from a nearby river. In front of us, a catfish weighing in at over 20 pounds.
This is a big boy.
They usually grow into like a human size.
This thing looks like a giant tadpole as far as I'm concerned. It looks like it's going to become a big frog one day. How much beer has this fish been drinking?
This little fatty will be cooked up 2 ways, kebabbed and stewed. In this double landlocked country, dining a fresh fish is a treat, reserved for those who make the trip here near the Sirdarya River. If you want to know what's on the menu, just look in the water.
When you go to Tashkent, can you see restaurants like this with the live fish in front?
Very seldom.
Yeah, you got to keep them on life support. You have to have a defibrillator all the way to Tashkent. Stay alive! Yeah.
Or with a huge tank with the water.
Oh, that's a better idea.
After the catfish is cleaned, it hangs for a few minutes so the blood can drain. Besides catfish, carp and whitefish are also familiar faces at this restaurant.
Is this one napping?
It was freshly caught, so he's like now decompressing, but he will adjust.
Decompressing!
Now he's trying to pull it, so he wants you to show that it's still alive, quite unsuccessfully.
Hey, it just swam away. You're right, it was decompressing. It was like, I've had quite a day. I don't even know where I am now. I suddenly have 57 roommates.
Back to our giant catfish. Half of it is portioned, then skewered and tossed on the grill. They season the fish with a blend of salt, paprika, parsley, and pepper.
Oh, very beautiful. From the side, the cross-section looks very juicy. Let's try it out.
Nice.
Crispy skin, a little bit of seasoning on there. Simple, straightforward.
Definitely. Catfish is known for the fat, so you can feel it. It's not a lean, it's like fatty.
And with this fish, you can really taste the minerality. You can taste the river, right? Some people don't love that riveriness, that minerality, but guess what? I do. 2 fish cooked 2 incredible ways. This is the snakehead fish, whole thing scored and fried. It looks glorious. And then here, the catfish. I think we should start with this and end with this.
The snakehead fish is cleaned, scored, and marinated with salt. They deep fry the whole thing until it looks like modern art.
You rip off a little fish steak. This looks nice. Thin cut, extra fried, crispy on the outside, feels juicy on the inside. Let's try it out. Taste snaky at all?
Really good. I like it. Deep fried, little like salty. It's like a really, I would say, like a snack food, you know?
It's fresh, it's greasy. It doesn't taste nearly as rivery as the catfish. It doesn't have that crazy kind of mineral taste to it.
Catfish usually live in the bottom like a SpongeBob, so it ends up eating everything.
Would you eat SpongeBob if you could?
Now this is an epic treat. The catfish meat is deep fried along with the head. In a kazan, toss in butter and layer fried fish meat with herbs and veggies. Finish with the head as the cherry on top. After about 20 minutes, the alluring fragrance escaping the pan will let you know it's ready.
I don't even know where to start. We have the head on top, but all around it, there's a ton of big pieces of fish. I'm gonna try to pull out this meat.
I like it. A little spongy. Not about SpongeBob spongy.
Not that level, but a bit spongy. Way different array of seasonings and spices here. So what we had already that was grilled is much more simple, straightforward. This has much more depth of flavor to it.
You wanna try soup?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
bro.
It's really good. Beautiful, delicious, super thick broth. It's starting to warm me up a little bit.
Imagine putting some ramen. That would be really like a hot pot.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a haircut. They put all the veggies on here. They've kind of scored the head as well, so it looks a bit gnarly, like it got some prison scars. I'm gonna grab just some cheek meat. Fish head is prized all over the world, and the most sacred part is the cheeks.
Honestly, I couldn't tell the difference. It tastes like just other parts.
Well, I would say it's more soft, not so spongy.
Yeah.
Seasonings have worked their way into there. All right, let's open this mouth. In here, we're gonna see a tongue. Oh, wow. Hi. It's exhaling its final breath. What note is this?
Time to say goodbye.
So this is like this part, the bottom jaw. It looks warm, plump, juicy, and overall just very nice. Completely different, huh?
Yeah.
And everything with that broth is so buttery, it's so flavorful, it's so deep. Is this the tongue?
I want to say yes. Very gelatinous.
Yeah, it kind of just crumbled and fell apart in my mouth.
Tastes like a bone marrow.
Maybe your piece did. Your piece had a bit more fat than mine. So we succeeded. We did have tongue.
Yeah, so fish do speak, because why they need tongue if they don't speak?
Do you know what I always think? People are like, oh, if we meet aliens, can we understand what they say? We don't even know what dolphins are saying. I don't even know what you're saying half the time.
Best Ever Food Review Show is a small team of independent creators, and everything we do here works because of you guys. Click the link in our description to join our Patreon and receive exclusive benefits. A peace.
What do you think is special about Namangan and what separates it from other places in Uzbekistan?
Mostly food is similar.
So it doesn't really help if you're just saying like, oh, it's kind of the same as everywhere else.
It's unlike any place in Uzbekistan. Very unique. The food is one of a kind. You can find anything like this.
Can you bring it up like 10% more? It's fantastic being here. This is your restaurant behind us and your live aquarium here. I feel like I'm back in Asia already, and I quite literally am. This is Asia, actually.
He calls it whitefish.
This one?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I thought it'd be so cool if I just was like, you mean this one? And instead, my jacket is completely soaked.
Dude, he made it so easy.
Wait, hold on. Oh. He did it twice. How do you judge a good samsa?
It should taste like a snack, but at the same time, it should have enough liquid to...
Quench your thirst?
Yes, sir.
Wait, really? Like when you're running a marathon? Give me a samsa. If you guys have seen any videos about Uzbekistan, you have seen this guy. That's because he is a freaking travel expert when it comes to this country, Uzbekistan.
Gain the advantage of BEFRS' travel expertise and guidance by using funstands.com to plan your Central Asian travel adventure.
So you've seen it in the videos, now you can come see Uzbekistan in real life. Thank you, BEFRS.
Thank you very much, my man.
Guys, that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.